Before the video starts, I want to give a shout out to this lovely subscriber of mine right here. He is the one that lent me the unit that we're going to be showcasing in the unit review. Without him, this video would not have been possible. And on a second note, do you guys see that beautiful CC roll? Well, they finally, not rolled me. They gave me the rank in the group for content creator. And I just wanted to give a big thank you to you guys, because none of this would be possible without your support. You guys are the reason that I've gained any sort of attention in this community in the first place, and I'm just eternally grateful that you guys enjoy what I have to say and enjoy the content that I make. So stay tuned for more. Anyways, without any more delays, let's get right into this video. What's up guys, Perry here, and we are back with another Anime Defenders video, and in this video we're doing another installment of our unit review series. And the unit that we're going to be reviewing today is none other than the Skull Paladin, or Ichigo. Although you wouldn't really be able to tell it's Ichigo from the current redesigns, but yeah, we're going to be reviewing this guy. He came out in Update 0, so he's been around since the game released. And at the start of the game, this dude was goated. One of the best, really. But, you know, now that as time has gone on, you guys can tell just from the stats alone that he kind of fell off. You know, 600 damage off placement for a max level mythic with shiny is a little bit unfortunate. So we're going to see how this guy does in every single game mode and whether you should summon for him or not. If you're new to unit review, we take these characters into every single piece of content in the game. That includes raids, Tower of Eternity, challenges, story mode, and infinite mode. We're going to hold off on Hall of Mirrors because it's multiplayer centric. Most people don't like the game mode because, you know, blah blah, pay to win, wishes, drama, scandal. We're not going to beat a dead horse to the ground, but from the rating that I give him in the rest of these, you guys will be able to tell if he's going to be good in Hall of Mirrors or not anyway. With all that being said, let's get right into these showcases. So how did this guy do in challenge mode? Well, as you can see, we have him in one of the hardest maps in the game, and the modifier is decreased range, which, you know, does make it a little bit harder for him, but as you can see, he's breezing through this with relative ease, albeit he's a ground unit, meaning you guys aren't going to be able to hit the flying enemies that we're going to see on this map. Do keep that into account. The fact that he's full AoE off placement just makes him so incredibly useful for all types of content in the game, especially if you're a beginner. If you're a beginner, this guy will easily carry you through most of story, carry you through challenges. Don't expect him to do that well in endgame content. We're going to get into that later. But for challenge mode, I'm going to be giving him a nice 6 out of 10. Now we're going to see how he does in story mode. And honestly, guys, I think story mode might be the area where he excels in the most. I've heard tons of people vouch for the fact that this guy has carried them through story mode. And now that I'm getting to use him myself, I can see the appeal for him. He can one-shot all the units at the start of the game, no matter what the map is. He's full AoE, he has pretty decent SPA for a full AoE unit, coming in at 4.5, and if you upgrade him it goes down to 3.6, and you can place 4 of him. The fact that his damage is lacking doesn't really show as much in this game mode because story modes are pretty short to begin with, only 15 rounds. This guy is honestly one of the best units that you can bring into story mode. Now, albeit he does have some caveats. Number one, he's a ground unit, so he's not going to be able to hit air. Don't expect them to carry you in the later story mode maps. Number two, he only has full AoE for the first 2 upgrades. After that, he will be doing normal circle AoE, which is not what you want. If I were you, I would just upgrade him to upgrade 2 at most and keep him on that until you're fighting the boss or something. But yeah, for story modes, this might be his strong suit. This is probably where he does the best, and I've heard definitely a lot of people vouch for him being the best in here, and I can definitely agree. We're going to give him a very strong 8 out of 10 for story mode. Now we're going to be rating his performance in Tower of Eternity. So as you can see, he has some pretty good range off spawn, full AoE, meaning that even though he's not multi-hit, it's going to take him a couple of strikes to kill all the shields and all the blue health bars. He is just breezing through this with ease. Now, once again, he's a ground unit, and you're not going to be able to hit any flying enemies once they do start spawning in, but he will definitely carry you through the early game of Tower of Eternity, as well as most of the floors at the start. until it starts getting hard. He's also a 4 placement unit, so we can have 4 of him, which is nice. But once again, his damage is just holding him back so much, which is really unfortunate. Even if we upgrade him, at upgrade 2, he's only doing 1.3k. Like, there are normal mythical units that do more damage off spawn than he's doing on his second upgrade. And overall, although his full AoE does go a long way to making him useful, I'm going to be giving him a 6 out of 10 for Tower of Eternity. Okay, now we're going to see how he holds up in infinite mode. So let's place one of him down. As you can see, he's full AoE off placement, which is very nice. Will help him deal with a lot of the enemies. I'm just going to keep this guy in the back so we don't die to the units. But yeah, look at that. Full AoE off placement with some pretty decent range, good SPA. Not so good damage, but beggars can't be choosers. We'll take the wins where we can get them. Upgrade him up to upgrade 3. Now he's going to get Moonlit Slashes. This is a really cool looking attack. Let's get a closer look on that. He does a multi-hit circle AoE attack where he just shoots out 2 slashes. I personally really like that. Upgrade him 2 more times. Now he's line AoE, Lunar's Edge. Once again, cool looking attack, but it's line AoE. Gross. It does kind of mid damage, and it's single hit. So let's upgrade him 2 more times. Now he's going to get Hell Slice. I don't know if this was an oversight from the devs or maybe this was a game design stylistic choice. I don't know, but he goes from like having 20 something range to 44. This guy's rivaling, what's her name? Legion Commander? The purple girl. The new exclusive unit? The one that sits on top of hills? Yeah, he's rivaling her range. This is crazy. I didn't even know this was a thing. But yeah, 44 range, 8.7k damage, line AoE once again, gross. Upgrade him 2 more times. He's going to get Void Convergence. This time he does a big fat circle AoE. And, he summons a black hand from the ground and kills enemies. Don't ask me when Ichigo did this in Bleach. I couldn't tell you, but let's upgrade him 2 more times. Now he gets his final attack called Twilight Determination. And it's a multi-hit line AoE, as you can see right here. His range once he's maxed is 55. 55 range. That is absolutely crazy. If you place him in the right spot, he could probably have almost map-wide range. That is insane. But now that we're done with the positives, let's get into what he doesn't do so good on. I think in Infinites, this is most definitely his weakest game mode. Why? Well, first up, he's a line AoE on max, which means once these enemies start getting tankier and they start walking past his first couple of beams, he's just going to be useless. Right? He's going to be hitting only a few enemies, and then there's just going to be a ton behind them that are going to sneak through, get past your defenses, and get you killed. Also, although he's a 4 placement unit, 20k damage for a max level mythic is pretty mid. Like, by most standards in this game, that is far from the meta, and even more far from being someone that's desirable to have on your team. So in Infinites, where this is arguably his weakest game mode, I'm going to be giving him a 4 out of 10. Let's move on to the next one. So how does this guy perform in raids? Well, as you can see, I have him maxed out, and although his range is pretty nutty, coming in at 55 range, once again, his damage is just really underwhelming. He's a max level mythic, barely doing 20k damage at max, and he's shiny. This is just so unfortunate for him. In raids, I had to bring in some backup. As you can see, he's 4 placement, full AoE off spawn, which is points for him, but he's not going to be able to carry you through the late game as well as you'd like, albeit I do think it's possible to solo raids with him. I'm going to be giving him a 6 out of 10 for raids. And that is going to wrap up our unit review for none other than the Skull Paladin. And his overall rating that I'm going to give him personally is going to be a very solid 6 out of 10. This guy is not an endgame unit by any stretch of the imagination. You're not going to be taking this guy into your leaderboard runs, but don't discredit him. For what he does, he's incredibly good, and he serves as a starter mythic for people that just started the game. He's full AoE, And although his damage might not be the best, that's okay. You know, he has things that he's good at, he has things that he's not good at. Do I think you should summon for him? Probably not. You know, waste your gems on units that are going to be able to carry you through more content in the game. For example, try to get a hybrid unit first. You know, get yourself a Natsu or a Crimson Demon Ninja. Get yourself a slow unit like Ice Dragon Queen. This guy should not be at the top of your priority list. And let's see his cosmetic, because I haven't seen it. That's pretty cool. I don't know how much I messed with the yellow aura, but he holds the sword out. It's pretty cool. So that's going to be the end of our unit review for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, learned anything new, or just enjoyed hearing me talk about the game, feel free to like, sub, comment, all that cool stuff. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace.